Awesome. You know what though, Dorf? The NHL has I mean they're the least of any, but the NHL has had their moments as well. Yeah, they I think it's important to say they're much less. Yeah. I was not. It was on the Majors Live. Yeah. Good show though. Good you know. Yeah. 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 So we. Right. Dorf, without breaking off into it too much. I really don't know. I don't think people understand and realize. I know people like to get all activist about it. This is involved with the Kenosha thing as well right now, but I don't think people understand the consequences of making self-defense illegal. And if, when things are done in self-defense, that needs to be protected. It really does. And I know sometimes people disagree with it from time to time and think, well, look at the situation. How was he there? If you're going to make self-defense illegal, that is a very dangerous idea and very dangerous thing to do. That's all I have to say. I don't want to sidetrack you too much. You're on a roll. Yeah. Talk about elitism, right? I mean, wouldn't that be nice if? Yeah, wouldn't that be cool if every time something in the news happened that you didn't like, you could just not go to work the next day? I'm boycotting work. I'm boycotting work. Right. No, in Dorf, you're right. 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 Yeah, they can both be true. Both those things can be true. Here's the deal with that too. Here's my take on this, Dorf, real quick before we get back to sports, the sports aspect. Um, Listen, it doesn't matter if someone was a rapist beforehand. It does not matter if someone had a criminal record before they were selling loose cigarettes. on the street. It doesn't matter how long said criminal record is, actually, because the no, it does not. It does. It certainly does not. The thing is, especially, and the reason why that is ridiculous is A, they still have rights, like you said, Dorf, and B, the cop doesn't know that. In most cases, some he might because he just ran, he just ran it through his computer in the car. But even then, he doesn't even know for sure that that's the guy. He doesn't know. Mhm. Right? Yeah. Right. Um. From exactly. This absolutely cannot be retroactively used for this. Mhm. No, and I don't think they are. But this is what's important. No, this is that's the point I'm getting to, Dorf. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Is the cop doesn't know that when he's doing this. In fact, when some people say, well, no, he did know it this time. No. The cop doesn't know it. The cop might think it because he has some evidence, but he doesn't know it. He doesn't know who that person is or what that person has done. He has no idea if the person was wrongfully convicted last time and spent 10 years in prison as an innocent man. He has no idea. He's not the judge. He's not the jury. He's not supposed to be the executioner. He's just the cop, okay? Cop's a tough job. He's supposed to be the cop. But on the other token, when BLM and other leftist organizations, when they chose this person to be their martyr, they did know that. They did know. If they've done any due diligence at all, they did know that the person was a rapist, that the person was X, Y, or Z. They knew that. And they chose the person as a martyr anyway. This speaks to them. This speaks to them. As you said, they can be bad. Yeah, they can be bad. The cops can be bad. This can be a series of bad actors. It isn't binary. Right, right. There could be a bad cop and a bad person and a bad organization choosing them as the martyr. In this particular case, that's what it looks like to me. Just as a bystander, that's what it looks like to me. But will we ever really know the full truth about this? Probably not. So, which is terrible, terrible idea at this point in 2020. But you know, yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm for body cams, and to me, if I mean, what does a cop tell you when you've done something wrong and you're complaining about the mistreatment, or what does a pro cop person tell you? Well, you just shouldn't have broke the law, and there wouldn't be a problem, right? But what I'm saying is, if you're a good cop, you should be pro body cams. You should want body cams. You should want everything you do on tape, on camera, to cover your ass. And to me, any cop that says, no, I don't want to wear a body cam, it's like, then I want to know what you're doing while you're on duty if you don't want to wear a body cam. You know, I well, Hey, Dorf, I don't know that that's necessary to keep them for life with all that, but I do know that that's definitely we're way off topic. We're way off topic. So I mean, I'd love to do that show, Dorf, but we're way off topic here. Yeah, so woke sports. Right? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Yeah. You know, Dorf, I, mhm. It's nice. Oh yeah. We're being controlled, man. Yeah. It is for me too, Dorf. I feel really bad for guys like you. I really do because I was a big sports fan, but not as big as you. not as big as you. I paled in comparison to you, actually. And for me, it was a relief in some ways to say sports ball is dead to me. It's just dead. I don't care. I don't care anymore. It's stupid. I don't want to deal with it. Sports ball is dead to me. All of it. It's dumb. It drives my son crazy. My son thinks, like, looks at me like, what did you just say? Oh my God, I can't believe that you've become this person. But it's me. I was a right. They all they all could have learned from NASCAR's mistakes. NASCAR almost killed themselves years ago by basically changing their sport completely to try to bring in football fans, to try to bring in people that have never had any interest in the sport, or we're starting to show a little bit of interest as like a kind of fair weather fan. Oh, it's fun to go to the race. Yeah. Or it's fun to go to the race because it's loud and it's crazy. Or I like to show up to NASCAR parties for the last couple of laps and have a couple of beers with the fellas. They try to change it to bring those people in. Right. But I know so many hardcore NASCAR fans who were hardcore NASCAR fans who just either stopped watching it altogether or just kind of stopped caring because it was just like, no, they ruined my sport. They like I loved this thing and they ruined it, and I just some of them were like, oh, they ruined it, so I don't like it as much. Some were like, they ruined it, so I'm mad at them. So I'm not giving them my money. I'm not giving them my time. I was Dorf, I was a Michigan football season ticket holder. Yeah. I, no, I still am. I still am with my money's in limbo as the University of Michigan, collects interest, off yeah, off my cash. And you know, they sent me a thing saying, they sent all of us a thing saying, here are your options. You could put it towards next year, get a refund after some time, or donate it to the school. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get right on C, okay? I'll take, because you need the money so much more than I do. I'll I told my son when I did though. I told my son when I showed him that part, the or donate the money, and I was telling him that, you know what, even if you were some filthy rich Michigan grad, I would be so angry to hear that someone actually clicked that box. Even if you didn't need the money at all, I would be so annoyed to hear that somebody did that. By all means, take the refund, drop it in a box in a church somewhere. Give it give it to a charity. Walk up and give it to a bum on the street and say, hey, yeah, really, exactly. Set it on fire like Heath Ledger Joker, and just say like, yeah, everything burns, Michigan. Flick your match onto it, and it's like a psychopath. Do that, and I will have far more respect for anyone that said, "Oh, just give it to the school anyway, even though I'm not getting tickets." Like, what is wrong with? So I hope no one on Earth actually did that, but I'm sure somebody did. But Dorf, you talked about ESPN, which to me is unwatchable. It is unwatchable. Even back when I was a sports fan, I. Oh, but to finish my Michigan season tickets, if they bring it back, I loved the atmosphere. I loved I did love doing it. It was a family affair for me. It was, something I loved, the tailgating, the experience, the tradition. If they bring it back and it is exactly like it was, I may stay a season ticket holder. I may stay doing that. And You know, I hope that maybe that does. But if it's different at all, I'm out. I'm out. If they get into all this woke stuff, I'm out. If it's we're only doing 1/3 or 50% capacity, no. If I can't be there with my 109,000 closest friends, I'm not interested. Um, that's fine. Whatever the reason is, I'm not doing it. I mean, I understand. I understand that Michigan wants to sell every single one of those tickets. I do get that. I do get that it's not them, but you got to stand for something, I guess. And same with, I'm not sitting in the stands with a mask on my face. I'm not letting some stranger take my temperature as I walk into the stadium. If it's anything like that, I'm out. I'm out. That's out. No, I don't need anybody taking my temperature. I don't, that's no, thank you. No, thank you. So we'll see if I continue. But even that, man, when it comes to the sport, I gotta tell you, I don't care. I'm out. When it comes to the NFL, they're dead to me. They are beyond dead to me. I was always a big basketball fan. Yeah, neither am I. Wow, impressive. Do you know what? Do you know what you can say though, Dorf? For peak for males age 20 to 40 in peak physical condition, it isn't a stretch to say it can't hurt them. Really, you can't get in. I'm sorry. Then there is some terrible condition that they didn't know about affecting them. But for men of age 20 to 40 in peak physical condition, coronavirus can't hurt you. Sorry, can't happen. If that's me going too far, oh well. Sorry, not sorry. And this is what I mean, especially Dorf too. Hmm. It is, yeah. It could. It could. It definitely could. Um, for those that always just use sports for escapism, which I was one of those. Dorf, you're younger than me. You're younger than me, as people know, as people can see by looking at our screens, for sure. But that's what grown-ups do with sports. You were an athlete. You actually were a collegiate athlete and a high school athlete. You actually lived that life. So it was more to you then. I understand that. But when you're a grown-up, that's what sports are. If you're still following sports that closely, I got to tell you, it really should be for escapism. I mean, it really should be. They're immature. No, it is their choice. It is their, no, and but for yeah, but for the most part, and you can be a big time fan, but you use it for escapism. And those people from whether they're 20 or 75 or 100, those people are the ones that I really do feel sorry for because you can't use sports for escapism anymore. You can't do that. Yeah, no, it's too much being thrown in your face. And you can say, and this is kind of what I did for a while. And if I watch a sport at any point, this is, I guess, what I'll do. But it's becoming damn near impossible to just ignore all that and just watch a sport. Like I love the game of baseball. You know, it's a thinking man's game. And to sit and watch baseball and analyze it and do everything, I guess I can do that still from time to time. I don't want to do it on the pro level really because I'm kind of like I said, sports ball is I'm done with it. I'm sports ball is dead to me. But if I were to watch it, it's just I'm purely watching the game. I always love the game of basketball, not as complex, but in that terms, the game and its mechanics, the NBA ruined that a few years ago anyway. So if you want to enjoy true basketball, you got uh okay. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna argue with that. I was doing the math in my head. I remembered how old I am. And yeah, you're right, probably. I mean, we could say 25, but but yeah, yeah. Well, in 1990, basketball was still awesome. That I mean, the bad boys don't. I mean, let's but don't hate, don't hate. Um, I know, no, that was 30, and it was so 30 years ago it was still good. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just, um, but so maybe I'll watch a little college. I told my dad last week, because somebody mentioned something about sports. I was like, yeah, sports ball's dead to me, whatever. And I said, being somebody that's lived in Detroit my entire life, if I hear people talking, and all of a sudden the Lions have won two playoff games, and they're going to the Super Bowl. I reserve the right to turn my television on and be a fair weather fan. I think I've earned that. Hmm. Right. I know it. That is incredible. That's an incredible statistic. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. So I'm happily I've happily given up on sports ball. Like I said, does that mean that I have to every I mean I'm wearing a Cincinnati Reds hat. Does that mean that I went into my closet and took everything that says Tigers or Lions, took every hat and burned it? No, I'm cheap. Sure, sure. Um, like yeah. Oh, no, Cubs fans are unbearable. No, I've been yeah, Dorf. I went to a Brewers game in Brewers Stadium against the Cubs once, and I will. I've no the new one. Yeah, yeah, a couple years ago. Oh, great park. I loved it actually. But I hate Cubs fans for life. Cool stadium, cool area. Um, yeah, I got some friends down there. Cool place. Um, you know, yeah, you can't use this for escapism because I know a lot of people don't like this term because it's been used a lot. I was about to say it's been overused, but I don't think it's been overused because things do get shoved down our throats. People don't like having things shoved down their throats. And even if it was something that maybe you were a little sympathetic to before, you don't want to hear about it. You don't you want to. Mhm. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. As Yeah, as if Colin Kaepernick would still be a starting quarterback in the NFL right now, had he done nothing, had he never said anything. Of course, no. Of course not. He'd either be out of the league or he'd be willing to take a big pay cut and be holding the clipboard somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 No, me either. Okay, but you know what? Do you know what I don't like about that statement, Dorf? That that LeBron came from humble beginnings. Okay, by saying that LeBron came from humble beginnings, you were talking only about his childhood because he's been a millionaire since he was 17. Yeah, I mean his LeBron James's high school games were on pay per view. So he, although he wasn't the multimillionaire yet, he had the contract at age 17. By age 15, people knew this guy's going to be an NBA player. You know, so he had a rough decade. Is that is that what people mean when they say he came from humble beginnings? Because as somebody who's a Right. And Dorf, as a working class middle aged man myself, I gotta tell you, for most of us out there, the harder parts of life come after you're 17. Okay, even you know, basically regardless of what your beginnings are. So the idea that this guy knows what that has had it so rough is hilarious and pathetic to me. You know, I mean, his LeBron James' mother, God bless her, she raised that kid all by herself, and she raised the superstar. Well, guess what? By the time she was 40, she was a millionaire too. By the Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he's taking care of her. If he's not, then put it this way. If they came from his humble beginnings and LeBron James isn't taking care of his mom, then one of them was a huge asshole. I don't know which one it is. Either she was such a jerk that she deserves it, or he's a huge jerk. And I'm not even calling either one of them that, by the way, not right now anyway. Yeah, no, no. I'm assuming, I'm working off the assumption that he's taking care of her. So sounds like a kick-ass life to me, people. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I mean, LeBron James' mom, when she was younger than me, boom, hit the jackpot, hit the lottery. Good for her. That's awesome. Killing it. Happy for them both. He earned it. He's damn good at what he does. I don't fault him that. But come on, the idea that, I mean, mhm. Mhm. No. Yeah. No, they don't. I don't think they do. Yeah. Orange, Orange Man. Yeah. Some, but probably not. Yeah. Hmm. No. No. But Dorf, I don't know that I don't think there's anything happening right now that can't be linked to the pandemic, to COVID-19. It's all good. Whatever. So I want to share an opinion that I've had about sports for decades, actually, or for a decade plus, anyway. Um, I never had, although I was a fan, and I have a lot of respect and love for people in my life who are fans. Sports were the Roman circus. I truly believe this. I mean, sports are, and if people are not familiar with that, right. And for those people who are unfamiliar with that term or the root of it, is when the Roman government was screwing up and the people were mad at them, their go-to reaction was, let's have a circus. Let's bring in the circus. Let's bring in the circus. Yeah, bread and circus. But let's bring in a circus. And people would forget about how terrible it is, how lousy a job they're doing. And 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 it's fun. And it's fun. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, what is that? A crocodile? Where the hell did they find one of those? Yeah, exactly. Like, what? Oh my God, they captured a lion and a crocodile. They're gonna make them fight. Yes, exciting stuff. That's kind of stuff they did. Well, that's what sports is. Okay, that's what sports was. And what I struggle with is not to sound too much like a tinfoil hat Illuminati guy, but hey, whatever. Call call me that if you want. I don't care. I'm not offended by it. The thing I struggle with is how long has it been like that? Was that really was that pre-planned from since like 1920 that that's what that is going to do to us, or did it kind of become that? Did it kind of realize like, hey, we could just keep shoving sports in our face. Let's have a 24-hour a day sports network, and bring that into the fold. But at this point, I don't think it actually is really the Roman circus anymore. The Roman circus wasn't working anymore. Or, no, actually, I take that back. The Roman circus worked so well that in we were so enthralled with it, so obsessed with it, if you will. We were so, here's a word, fanatical about it that I mean the root of fan, right? We were so fanatical about our sports that they realized, now we got them with the sports now. The circus was so successful that now we can take over that thing and we can control them with it. And they took our sports away from us. They took our sports away from us because of, oh my God, COVID-19. We can't play sports. As if the sport of football, for instance, became more dangerous because COVID-19 exists. Think about that statement. Think about how ludicrous that is. As if the sport of football, these men just beating the ever-living hell out of each other. Right. Exactly. It's so dangerous. Something that people die playing every year. As if that sport became more dangerous for professional athletes, for collegiate athletes, for our children, for kids playing high school ball, for kids playing, startup leagues in middle school. As if that sport became more dangerous because of COVID-19. If I'm saying that statement and it's going in your ear and you're thinking, well, yeah, it is, you're lost. You are lost. I'm sorry. I don't like to call people potentially listening, foolish, but sit and ponder it for a second, okay? It's It's not more dangerous because of that. In fact, it's ludicrous. As if, and let's take a non-contact sport. As if, right, exactly, exactly. As if standing, mhm, mhm. It's, I mean, uh, imagine being a parent and saying, "Oh, my kid wants to play hockey. I'm going to spend a bunch of money on goalie equipment and let people take slap shots with hard plastic pucks at them." Hmm. I know I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them putting on sharp blades on their feet, right, and going around and shooting pucks at each other while holding sticks that they may or may not hit each other with. But now that sport's too dangerous because of COVID-19. I'm going to pick up a piece of wood. I'm going to stand at a plate and let somebody throw a ball at me at 90 miles an hour, and I'm going to do my best to hit it. But now that sport's too dangerous because of COVID-19. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Hmm. Sure, there are. Yeah. Did people? I mean, I went to a mhm, picked up a couple cigars at a smoke shop last week. Had a sign on the door: masks required. To go buy to go buy stuff to pump into your lungs. So it's I mean, how ridiculous. I of course walked in without a mask. The guy at the counter didn't have a mask on either. I bought my cigars, and we had the exact same friendly exchange that we've been having for the 10 years I've been going to that smoke shop. So no, but and I know he doesn't care. It's not him. He put that on the door to cover his ass because he doesn't want to get in trouble. But how ridiculous the idea that, I mean, basically the one thing we know is bad for you: smoking, right? I mean, no one argues this, Right, right. No, and listen, I am a believer in this, and I've quoted this before. There is definite evidence to show that an occasional cigar, that the stress relief factors and things like that can be very good for you, actually. But I probably smoke too many of them, honestly. So it probably doesn't really even apply to me. But if you do things in moderation, of course, they, can be okay. Can be okay. Except maybe like crack. You probably don't want to do crack or meth even in moderation. But yeah, or heroin. But if you do and you're still functioning out there, more power to you. Good for you. Good for you. Like that cat who was he like mayor of Toronto or something? Yes. Yeah, and Marion Barry back in the day. I mean, well, and I to me when I heard about those guys, people were so critical, and I was like, that dude became the mayor of a city while being a junkie. That's awesome. Like, like what an extraordinarily capable man. Yeah, Yeah, no, I mean, what it really, no, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, to me, I hear that and I think, you say with Marion Barry, I'm like, what a capable man. Like, what an absolutely capable man that you can do both of those things. That you can party harder than I've ever partied in my life and be the mayor of Washington, D.C., be the mayor of Toronto, and good at it. I mean, Marion Barry went to jail for it, came back, won re-election. I mean, that guy was, that's legit. That is legit. But anyway, we digress here. But just, the idea being you make your own choices, okay? We're adults. We make our own choices about things. Hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, it doesn't matter how good it could. I mean, I know that tacos aren't good for me, but I mean, is there any bit of data out there that I could hear that would make me never eat a taco again? No, I highly doubt it. Mhm. Doubtful. Nope. Nope. No. No, I'm with you. You know what, Dorf? If God, Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone that's got out of this life alive yet. You know, so yeah. So I mean that's how I roll. I don't. If God didn't want us to eat animals, why did He make them out of meat? That's the question I have for everyone out there. You know, but okay. I I do have something else, Dorf, and this could be controversial. I hope it's not too controversial because this is another one of these questions that are they doing this on purpose or um yeah, that is rough, isn't it? The almighty they, the not necessarily the people running the sports leagues, the people who are telling them what to do, who is obviously someone. So someone is yeah, someone is pulling. Right. Pulling their strings. The elite. That's I guess when I say they, that's what I mean. I mean the elite. Yes, the elite. And sure. I mean, you can call them. I like to just call them the elite because it's innocuous. You can call them the shadow government or the Illuminati or the NWO. You can call them whatever you want. Do I know if they really, light candles and walk around in crazy robes like eyes wide shut? I don't know if they do that or not. Do I know if they actually call themselves the Illuminati? Have no idea. I don't really care. But the they is the elite, the people pulling the strings here, the people telling the people that we think are in charge, the people pulling their strings, because those people exist. Yeah, exactly. Um, I have no idea if they're doing this particular thing on purpose, but I'm one of those crazy people that believes that for the most part, people, especially people in America, actually aren't racist. I don't think, I think most people are not racist. And when I say racist, I actually like to use that word. Yes, like someone that's truly racist. Right. Not one that means, well, yeah, you're you are guilty of cultural appropriation because you learned Spanish in high school. You're a racist. No, I don't buy that. You were talking about a guy at work, and you said this black guy I work with. You're racist. You're right. Maybe you don't need to explain it that way, but everybody does. People do that. I mean, I had a friend of mine who just last week was talking with. He's black. He was talking with two other black people. Said, "Oh yeah, that's my buddy Josh over there." Yeah, which no, the white guy. It's okay. I'm a white guy. It's all right. But I don't think he's racist for that. And I don't think the person that's just because somebody says something that maybe isn't perfectly PC or perfectly woke, I don't think that person is a racist. And I do believe that most people aren't racist. Or at least not racist to a level that is terrible. Does it mean they've never had a racist thought ever in their life? Maybe they have, right? But not racist in action, because actions matter, not your feelings. But what I am seeing when I watch a little bit of ESPN, which I try not to do. Yeah. Bill Cooper was talking about this in the 90s. He's considered like the ultimate tinfoil hat, the godfather of conspiracy theories. It's like, wow, for this, uh, it's like for this guy who was such a nut back then, a whole bunch of his stuff sure did come true, didn't it? Yeah. So, right. Yeah. I'm with you, Dorf. And I guess what I'm saying is that I know that people who think about it, if you take a second to think, I'm not saying that if you're smart enough. No, anyone's smart enough if you take a second to think. But the smart will see through it. The people who are thoughtful will see through it. But I watch stuff and I think, man, if they were trying to make non-racist white guys, if they were trying to take non-racist white guys and make them act racist, the perf I know, but just let me finish if you got it. Okay. No, no, it's okay. I just if you were trying to make decent people, but maybe not very active in their thoughtfulness. If you were trying to make decent people seem racist, the way to do it would be to have extremely rich elite black men tell these working class white men how privileged they are, how privileged they are, how and how rough it is for them, as they're sitting on ESPN as a millionaire talking about it. That would be a great way to do it. Was that done on purpose? I don't know. I'm a person that doesn't believe in coincidence. So I see that and think, God, are they trying to just make, I don't know, uneducated white people sound a hell of a lot more racist than they are? Are they trying to get them to say racist things and then say, see, told you. We told you every white person was racist. I don't know. I don't know. I just, again, I know, conspiracy theorist, that's, what I am. I think for the most part, people yearn to not be racist, and I think, mhm, sure, it is. And and it's a terrible position people are put into. And I want to give credit to some of these movements for being a lot smarter than, the BLM movement is, I think, a lot smarter than people give it credit. You know, because it's tough to say, right? And it's tough to talk about how you oppose Black Lives Matter without sounding like a racist. And what's worse than being a racist? I mean, and it's a terrible position people are put into, and they're just saying, well, no, but I don't like it because I'm not a Marxist. I don't like it because I don't like burning stuff. I don't like it because I don't. It's almost like these people are bored and don't know what to do with themselves. It's almost like the government told 18 to 35-year-olds that they weren't allowed to leave the house for a couple of months. And maybe people are worked up about something. But this is when it blew up. This is when it blew up. I refuse to not see the correlation. You could well, that Dorf, that's like seeing a thing of gasoline put out. This is like seeing some gasoline underneath a bunch of wood and throwing a match in it, and somebody going, "Oh my God, what did you do?" Saying, "Well, that was gonna blow up eventually." You're right. You're not incorrect to say that. Yeah, I mean, geez, you put those things right next to each other. Yeah, chances are they're it was definitely going to blow up. But guess what? You're still the asshole that threw a match on it. Everything's connected, bro. Absolutely. Man is a genius.